Hey, and welcome to another segment with me, Prak, at Preach with Prak. How are you guys doing? Today I am being joined by a familiar face. This is Wilbur. He has been with us before a lot in the videos I made about working out and including workouts such as jump ropes and burpees. Wilbur here is a wellness warrior and has decided to join with me in the conversation because in the past few months he has changed his life. He has taken a step and has changed the trajectory of his life. So he's going to talk to us about that change today. That's the one reason why we're actually even outside, because he chose to be outside. He's acclimated to the cold. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking to Wilbur and hear what he has to say. Wilbur, where have you been in the past 3 months?
For the past 3 months, I've been away at boot camp, South Carolina, the Marine Corps recruiting depot in South Carolina.
Who are you doing the boot camp with?
I didn't join with anybody. I just signed the papers myself. I just went for it. I could have went later, but I decided to go more early.
Yeah.
Because it'd be better on me. Like, why waste time? What if I just go now instead of later? It's better to do things more early than later.
So you were gone only for 3 months, but when you came back, everybody looked at you different. What was boot camp like?
In boot camp?
And why are you acclimated to the cold now? What was boot camp like?
Boot camp, oh my God, there was a lot of training, a lot of running, screaming, so much pressure. You have to be together with other kids around your age. Eventually, in the first week, they'll hate you, the kids, but later on, you'll get used to each other like brothers.
Because you are in it together?
Because you're in it together. You go in together, you leave together, no matter what. Even if the person is not fit, you still gotta drag them with you to the end, so everybody makes it out. Because we don't leave anybody behind like that.
There's like a camaraderie, like a team spirit.
Yes.
Gotcha. And you talked about the Crucible. Can you share with our audience and our viewers what the Crucible was?
The Crucible was a 3-day challenge, 54 hours. You barely get sleep in the Crucible. So in the Crucible, you get 5 MREs.
What's MREs?
MREs are like the meal ready-to-eat packs, like small meals.
Okay.
But you have to ration it out because the Crucible is like a simulation of like you being in war. Like, you gotta know what to do. So in the Crucible, there was 36 obstacle courses.
Yeah.
That's like based on stuff that happened in war. Like,
okay.
The scenes is similar to happen in war. So each scene, each obstacle we did, it had to be teamwork because you can't do it alone. So one of the obstacles we had to clear a house.
Okay.
So
you and the whole team together had to work together.
The whole team had to work together. The whole team had to work together to clear a house.
Okay.
So when we cleared the house, first we checked the surrounding, make sure there's nobody.
Yeah.
You always gotta check. 2 or 3 people gotta be behind, checking there's nobody coming from the outside. So when you clear the house first, you peek in the 45-degree angle quickly. If there's nobody, you go. But if there's somebody, you and your 2 buddies go in like quickly. You don't hesitate.
Yeah.
The second you hesitate, that's when you die.
Oh, in the simulation.
In the simulation.
Yeah, yeah. And how many hours you said it was the Crucible?
48 hours and 6 hours of fire watch.
And you're not really sleeping on a bed, you're sleeping like...
We're sleeping on the floor.
Okay.
Like a
space.
Like a space.
Like a space on the ground. Wow. Okay, and then people are looking at you different now that you're back. You said you've lost weight?
Yes, I lost a lot of weight. I went from a size large to a size medium, a 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist.
And all from
from running and cardio.
And cardio. And the whole group eventually improved as well.
Everybody improved. They went from being, not being fit to being fit.
Yeah.
And some people, there were a lot of fat people. There's one fat kid I knew. He lost 80 pounds in boot camp because he wanted to be serious about looking good for his parents. Yeah.
And he's your age? He's a young guy?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. And so boot camp was more than just a physical and cardio. It sounds like a mental and an emotional and a very big growth for you, it seems, right? Working together as a team. So initially, your parents, when you told your family, hey, I want to go ahead and do the Marines, I want to do the Marine boot camp, were they supportive of your decision, your family?
So at first, I told my dad about it. He said to me, I'm not going to control you or anything, but you got to do what you got to do in life. And my mom wasn't supportive because she thinks the military is just about killing people, going to war, but it's not only just that.
Yeah.
There's other things you can do in the military, like working the job that you want. I told my sister about it, my older sister. Mm-hmm. She said that don't let anyone hold you back. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And my brother was saying the same thing also. Like, don't let anyone just control you and make you look bad or just hold you back.
Yeah. In these 3 months, what changes, besides, your physical change, what changes have you noticed in yourself that before you'd feel like you didn't have, but now that you've taken this step and, sort of not went against your parents' will, but you made a decision for yourself as a grown-up, what changes have you noticed in yourself in terms of becoming an adult, if you will, or in terms of growing up?
I would say that something that will change you is that you got to make your own decisions. You can't let anybody just hold you, because my parents always told me not to do this, and I never did it, and it held me back really bad. So when I decided to join, I didn't hold back. I just went for it because I know I'll regret it down in the future if I didn't join or listen to them, because they're not helping me change my life. I'm the one who's changing my own life.
Yeah. So I've known you for a while, and when you were before you joined boot camp, you were working as a manager at the local McDonald's here, and many times, and since you weren't in high school, you were working, and you would give your coworkers a ride. You were available to give your coworkers a ride. You were available for your friends, for your community members. You were available for everybody, but you weren't making any progress in your life. Right?
That's correct.
So looking back now in these 3 months that you spent some time doing boot camp, growing up, making decisions for yourself, looking back, what would you say to that kid who was, and I would always tell you, Wilbur, you're wasting your time, but you were available for everybody else, but you weren't making time for yourself. You weren't making, spending time with yourself for your future. What would you say to that kid now?
I would say that it was good that you helped out other people, but the main thing you gotta focus is yourself first. Is always, you gotta put yourself first, because if you don't, you're just gonna go down. So I wish I joined earlier, because I could have been a year or two in already, but nope, I just wasted time by being dumb and helping other people, but not myself.
And you wouldn't have come to that realization had it been you wouldn't have committed to just 3 months. It was only 3 months of boot camp, right?
Yes.
But in those 3 months, you've seen so much of your life change. So much of, you've had such a big reflection on your life. So you said that you have new Instagram followers now. How many do you have? How many new followers do you have?
I think about 60 or 70.
Just from putting new pictures up?
Just putting new pictures up.
New pictures of your body, new pictures in your uniform?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think you might have inspired in them to gain 60 followers within such a short period of time?
That I feel like they believe it's possible to lose weight quickly, because usually people think that when you lose weight it takes like 6 months, a year, but it's possible to lose a lot of weight in 3 months if you just focus in on yourself.
Make time for yourself. You're eating a lot healthier food now. What can you talk about? Because I know you well enough to share that. But can you share with our viewers, in terms of what you eat, what you consume, where you get your fuel from? What has changed? What did you used to eat before?
Before, I used to eat everything: Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, greasy food, super chicken, all that food.
And you didn't feel any different from it? It was just what you were used to at the time?
I was used to like greasy food all the time and sugary food. Sugary drinks, everything.
Sugary drinks, okay. And then boot camp?
In boot camp, there was no sugary drinks, no greasy food, no fat food, anything like that. It was just actual food like chicken, rice, salmon, fish.
Yeah.
all that. There's so much healthy food.
So now that you're back, have you gone back to, Popeyes and McDonald's and, have you eaten any of those food and have you had a reaction to it?
I did, probably 3 times in total, 4 times total. But when I eat it, it doesn't taste the same anymore. In my mind, when I eat it, I feel like I'm disappointed in myself for eating that because it's so bad. Because the first day I came back, I went to Raising Cane's with my friends and my brother. 10 minutes in of eating, my stomach just started going down. It was hurting so bad, bubbling up. It was just hurting so bad because how greasy it was, the food.
Yeah. Wow. How many miles do you think you were running on an average in boot camp every day?
I think each day, from walking everywhere, marching, whatever, I think about 10 miles or more.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. At Preach with Prak, this year I gave 3 suggestions to our viewers as to what they can consider for the New Year's resolution. And so the one I can share with you is journaling. Would you consider journaling, as a way to see yourself improve over time, especially now because you're going back, right, to your new friends?
Yes.
Would you consider, journaling maybe every night before going to bed and just listing what you have been thinking about? Because in these past 3 months, what you have been thinking about has dramatically changed. You used to think about, the next shift, giving your next friend a ride, and now you're thinking about working out. Now you're thinking about where you want to be, climbing the ranks in the military, right? So, would you consider journaling every night as a way to keep up with your thoughts and see your thoughts improve?
I feel like it would be a good idea so you can improve the next day what you didn't do the day before.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a quick story. Marcus Aurelius, he was an emperor of Rome, right? Back
Yes.
when Rome was, there. And so he wrote this book. He was journaling, and it became this book called Meditations. But he was journaling just for himself. And, he'll talk about stuff. Because he's an emperor, we think emperors live this badass life, right?
Oh, yeah.
But, he's just talking about how he's fighting temptations, how it sucks waking up in the morning, but he's got to do it. Somebody even like an emperor, and he's just writing down his thoughts, and he's just saying how, he's just trying to live a decent life. So I feel like, if you meditate, especially right now, because now you've come back after 3 months and you want to go back to being a Marine. You want to go back to that life, even though it was really painful. So just kind of keeping track of that change in yourself. 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you'll see where you started from,
Yes.
Do you have anything else to say to our viewers?
I would say, if you want to do something in life, just go for it. Do not hold yourself back. It'll hurt down the road if you do it. Just go for it no matter how you feel. If you feel second thoughts, just go for it. Because I'm glad that you did it the first time instead of doing it later.
Yeah. And I do want to quickly say that Wilbur here, ladies, is single. So give him a shout out. Anyways, with that, thank you, Wilbur. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Want more of Preach with Prak? How about you go ahead and subscribe to our Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter, available only on preachwithprak.com. Here I'll provide you a weekly message to guide you throughout the week and check in with you with a wellness questionnaire. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter, available only on preachwithprak.com.